Right, everyone. Uh, Welcome to another stream. So today I'm going to do some aviation. So I've been busy trying to document my aviation. Uh, so I am using Fumadocs. Is it Fumadocs? Yes, Fumadocs for documentation. Like documenting my. So currently this is how it looks like, and yeah. So it looks like this, and I think today I should be able to complete contacts. Oh, I think I also made a mistake. This is not contact update. So yeah, I think today I should be able to complete contacts API references. Then after that, I'll get started with API references. So on the domain part, what I need is I need 3 APIs or 3 API endpoints, not three, say, but see, is it three? Yeah, I think it's three. So we need create a domain. I also need uh I also need verify domain. Also updating the domain. But then on the update domain part, right? It's just a matter of updating configurations. Because on the domain part, you can turn on open tracking and also enable click tracking. So update domain so will only consist of like three. So I think yeah, today I should be able to complete those. Oh, also have like the delete domain, but I don't think I do have like delete functionality. I still have to work on that domain. See, I have to work. So let's see. Okay, I think first what I have to do is just rectify this mistake that I made here and also test the functionality if it's working. Obviously. See. I'm also trying out this AWS agent IDE. So far, so good. You know, the agent part works very well compared to VS Code. Well, I haven't tried Spec. I've been using Vibe a lot. So yeah, and currently it's free, hey? Like to use the whole functionalities. I think they're still working on their pricing model, or they do have their pricing model, but they still have to sort of like implement that or make that work in the ID itself. But then currently, right now, it's just free. Everything is free, which is a good thing. So, let's see. So what's up, Hives? What's up? All right, let me get started. Let's see. My reference. Let's see. So thinking when we update the contact, right? Don't actually need to update. Let's see what. Okay, let's not update. It's not up. Let's just update the first name, last name, so is subscribed as well. Something that I have to change. Save it. Let's see contact. Is the function. So I guess let me still need contact. It's good. It's good. So I just have to get the JSON file. Let's see to get this ID. Not generate. Let's see. First name, subscribe. Just looking. Retrieve. Let me try to update this one. Good. It's over. It's good. Side. Side. This. Sony. Now we can go ahead and update. Let's have to go to the body. Oh, path. Script. Let's try to see if it does work. Sting. Okay, it's not working. What's required? We have the contact ID over here. Doesn't make sense at all. ID. Oh, I see. Mistake. ID. Sorry. So here is my mistake. This is not supposed to be ID tag. Let's go to ID. ID. I wish there was a better way to now whenever I make changes on my API reference, right? I wish there was a better way to get the JSON, the Open API JSON file and just import it here automatically. I had this other idea of creating an endpoint to get this JSON file, but that will impact performance because each and every time when you the API reference documentation, then you have to make like a GET request. So that's not really. But then I think for now, I'll just have to copy and paste, generate. But I wish there was a better way here. There was let's go back. Let's see. Now it's looking. So let's grab I to path side tract city. Still have the there. So now let's just sorry. Okay, it's working, it's working, it's working, it's working. So if I try to retrieve that again, this is the audience ID. This is okay, it's working. All right. Then on to the next one. What do we delete? Delete TRs. Const route is equals to create route. It's obviously delete path. This is I is doing next. So schema. Let's see. Okay, we need summary as well. A chart script. Now the summary is just action that we do. Content description. That's where now description. So nation I. So specify the security. First head action head prompts. ID string example. Response description. So on this, like when we delete, we just want to return the ID of that deleted object, right? So say contact ID that the description. Should be a description. Or say created contact. Just looking. Man, I used to hate like writing API, but like open API, right? Just made me love writing. Function to execute our route. Say delete app. Text. This needs to be an async function. And get audience ID and contact. Also from the context we need session, let's just say org ID seed session. Okay, so I need to create a service. That service will actually get the contact first. Or just to check if the contact does exist on the database, I have to use the audience ID and also the contact ID, the organization ID. So what I have to do is to take the organization ID and the audience ID, go to the audience data table, do my query over there using those two variables or using those two properties. Then also, okay, so if the audience doesn't exist, then we return an error to say, okay, an audience doesn't exist. Then if it does exist, we continue to delete, actually. That's all. It's not rocket science. Not rocket science. It's not rocket science. I think I do have a delete. I do have a delete function, right? But my issue with this delete function is that if I know the contact ID, or by any chance I know any contact ID within any organization, then I can delete that contact, which shouldn't be the case. We need to do like extra validation to say that if you belong to this organization, yes, you can delete this contact. That's one thing that I have to do. And if I remove this function over here, because I'm using this function on the app API itself, right? Which on the app API itself, like it doesn't really matter like on the app API. But if I remove this, then something will break on the app API. But because now we are creating a API reference, people can try to hack your API reference. So we need to sort of like beef up security itself. Let's try to beef up security. So now I don't know, like, what do I have to call? Okay, let me just do this. To do delete. This I'll have to delete and use later and use contact. Let's keep it like that. Let's create const delete contact. This is an organization ID. This is 3 audience, which is a string. So contact B is a string as well. Perfect. Then the first thing that we're going to do is to check if the audience, wait, let me do it like that. db.query.audience.find first audience ID is equals to audience ID say schema organization ID. All right, this looks good, but then when we query this, we have to say please come back with a contact, right? Contact where contact schema dot ID contact ID. Okay, cool. This is perfect. So if this doesn't exist, throw but then we have to say contact. We're good to go. We can delete. So we deleted contact is equals to 8 delete contact where, but that's what we want. So if something happens, maybe that contact is not deleted, then turn this. Deleted contact is equals to saying contact. Thing is, these functions are identical. Like the function from the savers and also the function from the names are identical. So going to get conflicts over to get. So maybe let's just call it delete contact from audience. Contact audience. This will take ID audience ID contact. Then see JSON contact. Contact update, but delete contact. Say okay, let's go back. Let's see. Am I missing something? Fine. We have method. We have the path, which takes the audience ID and tag. Rate summary. Rate description. Operation ID. That security have that. Right. Everything's good. Let's try to form. Let's try to format this. Cool. What's next? To get the Open API JSON. Let's get that to docs, copy and paste, and generate. Okay, there we go. We delete a contact. I feel like the names are not consistent. Yeah. I think we just have to remove this A. Just call it like delete contact. Also on create, we just have to say create contact. Yeah, just to keep everything consistent. But let's test and see if it's work. That API key to grab this, grab them here. Audience ID. Send. All right, successful. If you try to grab it again, then obviously we need to get a 404. ID. Awesome. That's working. Let's connect this. Fit. Right. References. Now what's next? But before I even work on this, let's fix the names. So let's start with delete. Let's just say delete audience, not delete an audience. Let's see. By reference, API audience, delete. Let's remove that. What else do we have to? Contacts. Contact. Okay, there's also no description here. So we need to add a description. Delete. Also check if but no, let's just leave it. Did this. Back to docs. Paste it here. Generate. Summary. Consistency. Push or rename. Okay. What's next now? What's next? Okay, just give me a minute. I'll be Now let's have a look at domains. Or maybe let's go to types. So I have to create let's go to I have to create a Zod schema. Spot export schema. Schema. So this must come. Object string example. Okay. In this case, I don't need subdomain. So let's go to region. The string. So let's have so the status needs to be an enum. Status success. Okay. optional. This is going to be a date, right? Yeah, it's going to be a date. Let's check. But this can also be, was last checked, only be populated after verifying the domain. Or once you start verifying the, then last checked will be populated. But then if you haven't started verifying your domain, then this can be nice. So let's just say optional open API example. Now let's have a date. Come on, give me a date. There we go. Then what else doing? Updated at, updated at, updated at. Yep. Well, this can be nullable. Optional. Okay, now we need DNS records. Spot const schema. value straight example. See, optional example. Let's give it 10. I think I forgot an example. Example. Great. You can say records. This is going to be an. Okay, let's see. What do we have here? Give me another record. There we go. Need at least 3. Another one. Give me one. This thing doesn't want to. There we go. All right, this looks good. Now we need configuration. Spot configuration scheme. That's equals to. This is going to be an object. Then click tracking able. Example. Let's just say false. Have track example. Configurations. No, it's not an array. It's not an array. but it's an object. Schema. I'm all good, Peter. What's up? No, it's not. It's not notify. Okay, cool. Now I have my Zod schemas, so I have to create a route. And let's go to let's start with tree domains. Route it's equals to sorry. Just like that. It's going to be v1. Tab. Summer tree description. Tree organization and organization, yeah. Then we need the operation ID. Security. Okay, what else do we need here? I first inside that request see programs. Station, station. 10. Schema. This is going to be an array of response schema. String stocks. Let's look at the savings. Get domain by ID no. Okay. Damn. I think the schema that I just created is for getting a single domain. So with get domain itself, like with when you get domains within an organization, right? You don't want to reveal like all information within the domain, but then we just want to return minimal information about the domain. Maybe let's return a name. It's basically the same thing that I did on the app itself. So if I go to domains, go to domain. So if I go to domains, right, what I display like on the app itself, I display the name, the region, when was this domain created, and when last was this domain checked. Like as I said, this checked value is populated when you start verifying the domain itself. Um, so I think maybe I can actually do that on the API reference documentation. Just return like minimal information about the domain itself. The ID, the name, the region, created at, last checked at, and maybe updated at, and the status as well. I think I forgot the status here, but we need to return the status. So now this schema over here, yeah, so this schema over here will only make use of this schema when we are getting a single domain using an ID, right? So I guess, yeah, let me just do that. So what I can do here is, so what I can do here is, and we might also need pagination for getting like, let's say for getting like domains within an organization, we might need pagination as well. So we might need pagination So I need to kind of modify the savers that I currently have here. Where is that savers? Or where is that function? That domains. This one. So I need to sort of like modify this one and also, yeah, modify this one, include pagination. Yeah. But then if I include pagination here, I know that I'm going to break something on the app itself. So what I can do is maybe create a placeholder, say that remove this, and make use of get domains with pagination. Right, cool. I think this is perfect. Then I'll be back. I'll be back now. Right, I'm back. Back. Um, yeah, so yeah, I have to remove this, which I can do it later. So let's create a new function that will get domains and also pagination as well. Const, get domain with pagination. Set. Let's go. That's what I'm looking for. Okay. Get domains with pagination. Yeah, I think. Yeah, I think when it's time to remove this, then I'll rename this to get domain by organization ID. Yeah, my ORM does support pagination. That's what I'm going to do right now. So I'm going to use like ORM to sort and do some pagination. So it does support pagination. So that's basically what I want to do. All right. So params that we need here is just organization ID It's going to be a string. Then we'll have options. I don't know if maybe I have to call this options, but let me just call it options. It should be like a better variable name or parameter name, which is more descriptive instead of just calling it options. I mean, if someone wants to use this and there's options, they might not know what options is. But anyway, say page. Okay, page, come on. Page, optional. We have that. Then we need limit. Let me just copy this. But come to think of it, right? If I add this pagination on this function, then this won't break anything. But yeah, it might break something because I also need like a specific return type for this function. I don't want to return the whole domain data, but I just want to return like specific fields per domain. So let's just have like a separate okay, cool. Guess we can copy this, paste it here, copy this, paste it here. We need total results. So let's say that's equals to await db dot select count come on count, and this will come from drizzle orm from domain schema dot where schema dot organization ID great. So let's push this down. So to total results dot total 0. Then const domains equals to await b dot query select schema So we want to order by, okay. Hmm. Sort by created at okay. So we want to sort by created at by name. So what? Status? Oh yeah, region actually. This is important. Region. And maybe status. Yeah. Okay, cool. So total pages. Let me just copy this, man. Why am I trying to be smart? Let me just copy and paste. Okay, now with data, so let's say return, right? Data domains dot map domain. Let's return the ID domain dot ID name. Let's return domain. Let's return the name dot name. Region dot region status last check created at at that. Or maybe let's also return is verifying, right? Is verifying the main is verified. Okay, cool. Pagination. I mean, come on, copy paste, man. Okay. We'll try to lint. I think also on the endpoint itself, right? We'll need like additional what do you call this? Additional parameters or queries. Actually, we need queries. We need queries. So the queries that we need will actually handle the pagination. If you want to sort, if you want to get a certain number of records within a page, things like that. So yeah, and I think I already have something like that. Tags retrieve. Yep. Oh, perfect. So I'll just copy this, then go back here and paste here. But in our case, sort by, we need this. See, sort. Yes. a default created it. That's awesome. Then now, let me grab this, put it here. It's going to be object ID. This is going to be an object, right? Then inside object will have data, and this data will be an array, and array of objects. Then in these objects will have our ID, which is going to be a string. Then API example, and that the name, let's see, what do we have here? Okay, let me do this, then remove everything that we don't need. We don't need this. We have the status. Okay, we have ID, name, region is verifying. Okay, last checked, created at, updated at. Oh gosh, also need this. Great. Const data const data it's equals to, so maybe let's just call it domains, but it's not domains because the return object consists of pagination fields, so it's not domains. Let's just say response, maybe it's equals to await get domains. Oh, come on. Get domains with pagination, and this we need the organization ID, and we need the page limit, sort by, also need sort order. Right. Oh gosh. Great. This will take let's make this a function. It's much better. Wait. Export. Now we have to register domain route, the index file. Yeah. Domain route. It's like this is not. Oh, I see. Wrong path. Right. Okay. Conflicting location for parameter authorization. Okay. So there is a problem here. Actually, head. Oh, there we go. We have retrieved domains. Now let's see if it's working. I only have like one domain, right? So this should retrieve or display one domain. Yeah, there we go. We have the ID, we have the name, we have the region, blah blah. Everything looks good. Even the status, also the pagination over here. So if I go to query, the nice thing about Fumadocs, right? The thing is, like, if you want to send data to your API, like, it's very much easy. You don't have to do it like on the URL or on the headers or on the queries, right? So you won't make any typo errors when adding your queries or your headers and everything. I like it. So if I say page 2, obviously I don't have to see anything because there's nothing on page 2, right? Yeah, great. It's perfect. Okay. Let's see. So if I sort by, actually I don't have anything to sort by because I only have one domain. I guess I will test this functionality when I'm done with other endpoints like your create domain. So yeah, I think looking good. Looking good. We're looking good. Yeah, this on it. Before I messed up, get domains reference. Okay, now we need retrieve domain. Now with retrieve domain, that's when now we can use this schema. Because when we retrieve a domain, we need like each and every information that we're looking for in that domain. So we'll make use of this schema, right? And I don't think we have to create like a new function on the services or modify any function because we already have like an existing function to get domain by ID. Where is that domain? Get domain by ID. This one, right? So with this function, it actually goes to the database, get the domain by ID and also by organization ID just for security purposes, right? We need to also check like, hey, do you belong in this organization, right? Then after that, if the domain is verifying, that's when now we call AWS. We are not interested in this. But then if it's not verifying, then we can map domain to response, where we actually map all the data that we need in this schema. So yeah, this get domain by ID function looks good. We don't have to modify anything. Now, let's change songs here. Let's listen to something. ID. Listen to. Listen to. All right, cool. Retrieve. Tree. Cost. So it's a question. security. Right. First. Maybe let's start with header. This is going to be an object. Authorization. Wait, params. Okay. Then I example. What else do we need? We need response. $200 description success content schema. This is going to be domain response schema. Response schema. Yep. Spot function get domain by reference pi. Not E. I. See. Up. Right. Then we need domain ID from params. Then we need organization ID. Organization.id. Perfect. Now we need to get the domain. Domain is equals to await get domain by ID. Come to think of it, this is not right. Where is get domain by ID? Okay, I think the name itself, it's not, doesn't actually describe what the function is doing, right? Because this function name needs to be get domain by organization ID and ID. So on the route itself, I was a bit worried that we are just getting a domain, like using a domain ID. So if maybe I can get your domain ID and try to retrieve it without, even though I don't belong like in your organization, then I can see your information, which is false, which is not right, right? So yeah, the name itself, it's not describing what the function is doing. So this function is actually getting a domain by an organization ID and also a domain ID. Makes sense. So I was a bit worried here. I was a bit worried. But anyway, using Cursor, I don't use Cursor. I've never tried using Cursor. It's a waste of money. Cursor is a waste of money. So currently, right now, I am using what do you call this? Kiro. I'm using this IDE. Kiro. Yeah, I'm using Kiro. It's actually free right now. It's actually free. So Kiro is actually free right now. And besides, I don't like, it's very rare to for me to use like these, AI stuff like on my IDE. It's very rare for me to do that, right? So yeah, Cursor, nah, I've never used Cursor and I will never use Cursor. It's a waste of money. I don't even get the hype around Cursor. Well, I do understand that it does like a lot of things, but the hype, it's overhyped. It's just overhyped. I'll never use Cursor. Okay, so here, what do you want to return? Okay, we have to return .json. Wait, what am I doing? How to return domain, the status code. Then register this here. Retrieve domain. Get domain. Do this. Generate new docs. Perfect. Retrieve. Okay, I made a mistake here. The typo error. Let me fix it now because I know myself. If I don't fix something, I'll never fix it. And the other thing that I have to do, I have to work on like you know ID prefixes, right? So with audience, I want each and every ID to start with AUD. Contact needs to start with CON. Then domain is DOM. So I also have to work on ID prefixes. But yeah. Now let's get a domain here. There we go. It's working. It's working. It's working. There we go. We have all our stuff over there. Something that I like it also returns like, man, the guy who created Fumadocs, yeah, no, he deserves everything. Okay, cool. Let's do this. Git add git retrieve in API reference. Okay, what's the next one? The next one is delete or create. Let's start with create. So let's go back here. Check some. So in order for you to create a domain, you just need the name and the region. Oh no, this is going to be easy. You just need the name and the region, like for us to create a domain. So this is going to be there's actually one thing that I have to test, right? So I have to make sure that this is working. So if I go to API keys and delete all these API keys, delete right, so now we don't have any API key. So if I go back here and try to retrieve any resource using the API key that I had, which is this one, let's see. Ah, there we go. Nice. Okay, now let me create an API key. Right, let me copy this. Let me paste it here because then let's go back here. Authorization. Yes. Oh, there we go. Okay, that's working. Right now, let's create another add domain. Method is a post. What do you mean you fired 3 devs? Why did you fire 3 devs? Front end, again, deploy. What? And this guy. Ah. So, you mean like using Casa? Like, can connect like 3 workspaces? That's yeah. That's a if Casa can do that, then that's a good feature. But then look, here's the thing with with business owners or companies, right? You think firing your devs and depend on AI is really a good idea. Yeah, it might be a good idea. Like if you have like a small team. But then development, it's not all about like writing code. It's not all about just writing code. There's a lot of things that happen on the background before you even write code, right? Things like tech analysis. I don't think Kesa can do like tech analysis for you. Refinements, you know. Well, if you have like a small team and it's a startup and you just want to move quick, obviously you won't do like refinements or tech analysis, right? But firing your devs and depend on Kesa, that's a bad idea. Yes, you'll ship features. You'll be able to ship features, but yeah, you'll be able to ship like 10 features a month and whatnot. But remember, like sometimes quantity is not quality, and you don't have to compromise like quality over quantity. Yeah, I hope that makes sense. Because the idea of getting rid of devs and depend on AI agents. Well, if it works for you, but I don't tags. summary. Am I using the word create or add? Okay, I'm using the word create. So let me just keep it consistent, like in other routes as well. So let's say create domain. Description. Here. First, I don't think I have to create like a scheme, like a reusable schema for this, because we're not going to reuse that schema. We're just going to use it here, so I don't have to create reusable schema. Okay, request. First of all, body content, then then we need the name schema. Okay, see, so there's a way to reference a schema. I've never seen that, but I don't want to use it. I think I was supposed to use this here. Tree. Oh, yeah, but that's a cool thing. Like if you can reference your schema using a path, it's super cool. So you don't actually have to use the schema itself. You just have to reference the path. Yeah, that's a cool. It's a cool. I've never tried it. The schema. This is going to be an object. So to get object name z three. How do you validate a URL or a domain? I think I have like a validation for this, right? Yeah, I think I do. See validation, domains validation. Okay, so we have to use this regex expression. Actually, I can use this schema. I don't have to create a schema. Schema. Yeah, I can actually use this schema. Let's go and check. Okay, now I know why I did not use that schema. So this schema, I know why. This schema is not making use of Zod from OpenAPI. So if you're not using Zod from OpenAPI, you can't do like your examples, things like that. But we can turn it to like we can use Zod OpenAPI. And when we use Zod OpenAPI now, we can say OpenAPI example this. OpenAPI example. Right, perfect. Add this authorization. Add. Now we need response. Description. Success. Sent. So when we create, So when we create, we just want to return like a domain ID. Yeah, it's just way better for us to do that. Schema z dot object domain ID. Yeah, that's what we want. ABCD. Okay. So I'll be back. I'll be back. Okay. Was I work? What was I working? Creating. Creating a domain. Creating a domain. Domain. Okay, we have body. We have the return type. Then we need function. Yeah, let's call okay. Let's see something. Check first. Validations, but services. Domain, domain, domain. Let's add app. Apps open API out async at the top. Then we need the body. And one other thing, right? Other thing is my endpoint. Like I always want to keep things clean, so I don't want to have like your like conditions within my endpoints, right? So by just looking at the this function, okay, wait, okay, I thought maybe this function returns like a new domain, and also I thought maybe the return type was type of domain or undefined. Because if that was the case, then I had to do like if statements within my API routes, which I don't like to do that. I'll rather do that like on the service. On the service, yeah. So this takes an organization ID and okay. This is not create domain is not happy, and I wonder why. Argument for region was not provided. Interesting. Oh, I see. So this function takes an organization ID, a name, and a region. So what I'm doing here, I'm just passing the body which shouldn't be the case. Say name dot region. And we'll return. Yep. Perfect. Register. Aibo. Aibo. Oh, okay. Interesting. Interesting. So when I click on this domain, this is returning some. Oh, okay. This is interesting. That's interesting. That's very interesting. Let's see what the issue is here. Oh, I see what the issue is. So I don't think I have a delete domain functionality. Uh, Let me check services. Yeah, I don't think I. Okay, I do. Delete, which we get the domain. Then we delete the domain from AWS. Simple email as a service. Then after that, we remove the domain from the DB. Then we return. Okay, right? That case can create API. I thought maybe I didn't have that functionality. Supposed to create out. Perfect. God. So delete. This playlist was kind of displayed. Let's go back. Summary. Whoop. So when we delete a domain, actually just want to return the ID of the deleted domain. Function AI, and we have route async const domain ID. ID equals to C dot variable dot organization dot ID const deleted domain equals to uh, yeah, just to avoid conflicts, we'll import this delete domain function as remove domain. Because I do like this is called, so just to avoid, let me just do that. Session ID. LLA domain. Okay, let me just verify if everything is here. So we have the method, we have the path, tag, summary, description, operation ID, security, request, and we have that authorization header. We have the domain ID response, we have that. Yeah, I still have to add like other responses, like other response, right? Like your 404, 401, things like that. But I can just create like an error response that is shareable. Then we can share it across like all these domains. Or rather, I can share it over all these API references, not domains. Okay, this is looking. So let me have it here. Delete them. Delete them. Okay, cool. Now let's try to delete one domain. Let me retrieve all the domains. And we can delete this one. I copy this, go to delete domain, then path, paste it here, and send. All right, now let's go back to the platform, domains, deleted. Great, great, super great. So now, what else do we need? We need an update that will actually be responsible for updating these configurations over here. Right. Yeah. If we can get that one out of the way, then we'll be done with domain API references. Let's go to services first. Domain. Do we have an update? I would like to believe we do have an update. Okay, we do have like update domain configurations, which this is great. But the only thing that I'm worried about here is that we don't actually have like any validations to say that, okay, fine, does this domain exist? And besides that, we're just looking for a or we're just updating a domain without passing an organization ID. Because now, if I have your domain ID and I don't belong like in your organization, which means I can update your domain. And that should never be the case. But we can extend here. One thing that we can do is let's add organization ID here. But I'm sure something will break. Organization ID. Right. Then now, see, this is breaking. Something is breaking over here. Which means now we have to say const organization ID is equals to this organization ID. And one other thing, this, we can actually remove this, right? Or maybe we can move this to the service itself, right? Yep, we can. So we have to go back here. So the first thing that we want to do is to say that domain is equals to get domain is equals to if there's no domain, and also we don't want to update a domain that is still verifying. Our domain is still verifying. Please wait until verification is complete. Okay, cool. That's good. Right. Now this is good. So we'll just have, like, when we want to update like domain configuration, we'll just have like one service that does three things. First, check if the domain does exist. The other thing is to update, not update, but check if the domain is still verifying. Then the last thing will be updating the actual domain configuration. So this is cool. Right, now let's go back to API reference. What's this? Back to this. I don't know, do we have to call it like update domain configuration or configurations, or do we just have to call it, let's just call it update domain. Then on the description itself, then that's where now we can actually specify that this route is to, it's actually meant for updating the domain. Route is equals to create route. Create route. Oh. This is a put. Path. Yeah, the path. One. Domain ID. Then okay, let's get tags. Let's do it. Summary. Update domain description. update domain operations. Because you can't actually update the name. If you add a domain, then if you made a mistake when adding your domain, let's say maybe you made a mistake on the name or on the region, then you just have to delete it and start all over again. Makes sense. Then we have operation ID, call it domain, security, what's the next thing? Let's start with this. Simple save. See object session header. Z string stat. So some okay. What's this? Oh, I see. Path. Sample. 2, 3. A, B, C, E. After params, we need the body description. Body itself, tag content type. Send. I think I already have like a schema to update configurations. Check. Let me check. Hey, here we go. We have this, but we need to extend this. Open API, example true. Open API, example true. Okay, cool. Now schema update configuration schema. Yeah. And the last thing is response. Schema This will return domain export schema, but let me just verify that just to make sure. All right, date. Damn it. Okay, let's. Yeah, but then this is going to be easy. What we can do is just map. But I hope this won't break anything. Updated domain. Okay, this looks cool. Export from update. And 8. Okay, cool. Route. Async. Const. Why? Oh, I see. This is supposed to be params. Alright, let me do this. Click open. Then let's get param ID, domain ID from params. Then after that, let's get the organization ID. Organization.id. Update domain configuration. Domain equals to await date domain configuration. This will take an org ID and what else? A domain ID. What else? Open tracking enabled, which is this. Click tracking in 10 domain. The screen is too tiny. Damn. There's nothing I can do. Maybe I just have to increase the font. But hey, there's nothing I can do, man. There's nothing much that I can do. My apologies. Maybe I could, but no, this is way too big. And it's my phone. But yeah, let me just keep it like this. Okay, cool. Now we have this. Let me get or maybe your screen is too tiny because I have my YouTube open and I can see like everything very clear. Maybe your screen is or your monitor is too tiny. Or maybe are you using your phone? Maybe I think so. Cause I can't cope with this font. This is just way too big. It's just way too big. I can't cope with this font. All right, let's try to update a domain. Let's go to domains. Let's make sure that. Okay, cool. So everything is currently turned off, right? So let's try to turn it on the, yeah, let's turn it on here. So first things first, let's get the ID, get domains. And let's go to body. Let's say, oh, okay, I see. Okay, true. All right. If I go back here, brush, and now everything is on. I turn it off again. Everything looks good. What else can I work on? I think I'm done with, yeah, I'm done with domains. What else can I work on? I mean, I still have to create like API references for sending out emails. But there's a couple of things that I have to refactor on sending out emails functionality. So I guess let me just call it a night because I'm actually done with what I wanted to do today. So yeah, let me call it a night. So yeah, cheers. Thank you for watching. Maybe I will stream tomorrow.